You see, internet marketers, we like to think that everybody spends the entirety of their life in front of the computer screen. Who spends the entirety of their life in front of the computer screen? Who would like to stop spending the entirety of their life in front of the computer screen? See, exactly. See, you're no longer just online. You truly are everywhere. Okay? My show, Marketing Online Live, I do with Alex, way back at the early days, we said, hey, everybody, we want to know how you're listening to the show. So could you send us an email and tell us how you're listening to the show? You know, one guy says, oh, whenever there's a new show, you know, I get on my iPod and I go for a walk with you on the beach. Okay? Kind of interesting, but what the heck? You know, another person emails and says, Mr. Johnson listens to your show because I burn it for him on CD. The driver puts it in the player on the ride home each day. And then he throws, you know, some guy has his secretary burning our show onto a CD and he listens to it in the car. Okay? Hey, cool. All right? See, what it is I am not only online, I am everywhere now. Again, that's our whole strategy. Why be somewhere when you can be everywhere? So podcasting takes everything you're doing online and helps you take it offline, which truly, despite what internet marketers will tell you, is a far better place. Okay? You know, the life that you live offline is actually some of the most rewarding stuff. Okay? StomperNet. So, we launched Podcast Secrets last year, and StomperNet does a promotion for me. And Andy, and boy, you want to talk circle of life? Who's ever heard of StomperNet? Okay? It's a decent little organization bringing in a decent little revenue stream, okay? Andy, one of the first information products Andy ever bought was that Front Page Secrets class when somebody interviewed me and we put those recordings online. Okay? Circle life. Andy says, hey, I'll promote Podcast Secrets. I truly believe in it. Andy, when he promoted it, he explained podcasting better than I ever could. So I just stole his words. So he said in the email, he said this out to all of his members, he said, with podcasting, that content escapes the web and gives you the opportunity to interact with your customers wherever they are. They can take your audio and or video with them on the road, the gym, the phone, digest on the plane, the train, or the daily commute. Content escaping the web. If you've got great content and it's all over the web, why not let it escape the web and go everywhere else? Who thinks this is a cool idea? See, that's what podcasting is. Two pictures here over at the bottom. That is Apple TV, which, by the way, the numbers are getting really interesting on Apple TV. Okay? My wife consumes more audio podcasts on the Apple TV than anything else. It's a beautiful interface. If you ever get a chance, personally buy one. But if you're too cheap, just go to the Apple store and say, hey, give me a tour of the Apple TV. It's an amazing, amazing, amazing device. Okay? And that internet marketing this week that I showed you is right there under business in audio. Click, 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 play, and they watch my show. Now, would I produce a show only for TV people who want to listen to audio on TV? No. But by being everywhere, embracing the 2.0 web, those people who do want to consume it on the Apple TV, I made available for them. Get it? Over there, that is the iPhone. That is a screenshot. That is the top 10 in business. Number 2, Dave Ramsey. Number 3, Wall Street Journal. Number 4, Mad Money with Jim Cramer. Number 5, Internet Marketing This Week. Not bad company. Okay, who has an iPhone in this room? Exactly. Okay, you can download my show right now. Don't, because we're chatting. This is far more interesting. Maybe. But the fact of the matter is, you could go out right now, find it, download it on your iPhone. I was on the airplane. I was reading Entrepreneur Magazine, and some organization always question where the numbers are coming from, but this one organization claimed that 8% of all teenagers have an iPhone, and 22% of them claim they're going to get one in the next 6 months. Okay, that's 30%. That's 1 out of every 3 teenagers. Okay, who are not always online, despite what you may hear. So it's that escape. You got good content. You're all over the web. Escape and be all over everywhere. Starting to see the power of this? That's what podcasting is. See, 2.0, okay, the web 2.0 enables. You take the new media content creation model. Whenever you create content now, how many different channels can I shoot it down? How many different things can I do with this content? Are there some people who want to consume it live? Can I do it live? If I do it live, will that require me to get my button gear and actually get the outline done? Okay, if Dave just said, hey, at some point send me a video of you chatting and I'll send it to people, will I have ever sent it to Dave? No. New media content creation model. So 2.0 enables the new media content creation model. 2.0 enables the is-out effect. 2.0 enables me to go offline as well. But here's my favorite. 2.0 enables all this with no additional work. Right? I'll grab that. Okay, consumption locations past the computer. This is what happens when you move it to a different computer. The spacing's a little bit off. The home. They're consuming podcasts on television. Podcasts on the car stereo. Interesting. Podcasts on the alarm clock. There are people waking up to podcasts in the morning. People with those devices in the shower. The CD player. CD players that have the MP3 connections, and CD players where people just take the podcast and burn it to CD. They're consuming it in the car, to and from work. Tens of millions of Americans drive by themselves 30 minutes each way in their car, and right now their best choice is Howard Stern. Okay? Who can do better than that? Who would like to have access tens of millions of Americans by themselves in their car? See, while the car ain't internet connected, it doesn't need to be. That's what podcasting allows us to do. To from anything else. When they're in traffic. Now I have so many podcasts to catch up with that I actually like traffic because I can actually catch up with some stuff. And I can, honey, it was traffic, babe. I can catch up with my training. I'm telling you. I'm serious. It changes the whole game. Anybody listen to stuff in their car? You ever drove home really slowly because you want to finish it before you get home? Imagine having that kind of power. Imagine getting your content distributed that way. And it's content you've already got out there anyway that you've attempted to issue out with. You see the power of this stuff? See how this kind of changes the game really dramatically? I hope you do. The gym. Yes, I go to the gym sometimes. I know, hard to believe. But when I do, I listen to podcast content. Okay, the hotel. The ride to and from the hotel. The ride in the airplane. Flying to the place to take the ride to the hotel. Devices, the iPod, the iPhone, which is like 82, 83% of the market, depending on who you're talking to. Okay? Other portable media players. There are other portable media players than the iPod people. Okay? Now, iPod has the huge, huge, huge consumption, but somewhere, this is, another portable media player. Who thinks this is cool? I think this is cool. Other portable media players, other phones. Who here in this room has a cell phone? Give you a clue. The answer is all of you. Okay? You can listen to podcasts on pretty much all of them now. There's actually a company where you can call a phone number, dial in the PIN code of your favorite podcast, and let it stream it over the phone. You don't even have to have a thing. Portable, stationary, unplugged, any media consumption device, the computer, there's just tons of them. There's so many places where they can take this content if they've unplugged. And if you're there. And all this with no additional work. Who's into the no additional work part? Exactly. Okay, how? Check this out. Number one question I get, Paul, how do I get, this is my Marlon Sanders impression, how do I get my podcast on iTunes? Who would like to get their podcast on iTunes? Okay? What button do you think you push? I'll give you the clue, a submit a podcast button. Okay? Paul, why would Apple want to publish my podcast? Dirty little secret. Do you want to have some fun with math? Fun with math. Ooh, exciting. Take all the CDs sold on Amazon. Divide that by all of the iPods sold. You know what the number is? Okay? A little bit. That's what the number is. It's about 2. And basically, to justify the purchase of an iPod, Apple needs to give people stuff to put on that iPod. If you've got stuff to put on that iPod, Apple doesn't make any money in the CDs. Okay? Apple makes CD. iPods. I've read business cases for, Apple should just stop making computers and continue with the whole iPod, iPhone thing. You notice they've changed their name from Apple Computer to Apple. Okay? This is on purpose. This is where they make their money. Anything that they can do that can sell more iPods, they will do. This ain't going to change. This ain't going to change. How do I get my iPod on the tunes on the, how much? No. See, it's 2.0. They've got a distributed, extra internet media reception mechanism, and you are supplying the reason why people are buying it. Oh, that's win-win. Okay? That is very, very, very cool. Now, the entire process is, when you click on that button, you know what it says? What is the address of your podcast? Who can cut and paste? Okay? You cut and paste that in. Then, this one's hard. Write this down. Hit the enter button. Okay? And then when you hit the enter button, then it will do this. It will check to see if there's actually a podcast there. Now, if you typed in the wrong thing, who would like Apple to go, by the way, you typed in the wrong thing? That's what they do. And then when you're done, you click done. And, a couple days later, bam, your podcast is there. So you mean the same thing where all these people go to search for Britney Spears, they can search for me and find me? Yes.